Republicans in Hawaii, long out of power, now believe they can make a comeback. The primary is tomorrow as the party looks for a candidate to challenge Senate incumbent Democrat Mazie Hirono. National Review's John Fund writing, local Republicans think they've hit rock bottom and can begin to recover. There are signs that Hawaii voters are getting restless. The state suffers from sky-high taxes, crushing public employee pension debt, the largest per capita homeless population in the country, and an incompetent bureaucracy. Let's bring in Hawaii GOP Chair Shirlene Ostrov, who is in Honolulu. Thanks for being with us today. It sounds to me like Hawaii might be in need of some new leadership. Is that your plan?
That's the plan, Dana. Aloha. Thanks for having me. Yes, we are definitely ready to get our message out, and we've recruited stellar candidates in order to bring change to Hawaii.
You have 8 candidates, primary candidates, running in this primary tomorrow to challenge the incumbent senator, the Democrat. One woman among them is Consuela Anderson. I know that you can't weigh in on who you think will win tomorrow, but what do you think the chances are, and what is your best message to try to beat an incumbent in this year?
You know, it is tough, as you know, beating an incumbent, especially entrenched elected officials and unelected bureaucrats. But we are bringing change. We have a message of change and hope to the people of Hawaii that the 60 years of Democrat rule should come to an end, and we're motivated by the same issues that you've been speaking about all day today there on the mainland. That motivate our grassroots and our donors.
Let me ask you about the impact of the president's trade war on Hawaii. As I understand it, you know, the macadamia nuts that we all love so much, it's one of your major crops on the island. There's a 15% tariff there. Estimated value of that crop is almost $54 million. China is the second largest export partner. And largest exports from Hawaii to China in 2017, fuel, oil, aircraft parts, and many other things like that. Is that having an impact on this race at all?
Well, I will tell you that Hawaii Republicans strongly support President Trump. In fact, there was a recent poll that showed a 91% support rate for President Trump for all he's doing to give us bigger paychecks and to restore our leadership internationally. So we are behind our president.
Tell me about then what you do to try to rebuild, because I know the Republicans have been out of power for a while. I mean, I remember Governor Lingle, of course, but since then, what has happened to the party, and how do you try to build it back up?
Well, I will tell you that the party has eroded over the last years. In fact, we are the only state with no Republican representation in the Senate, and only 5 out of 51 in our state house. So we are bringing our message out, and we've recruited a stellar number of candidates who, in targeted races, who can start winning back seats and having an influence.
How do you recruit? Like, what is your message? What is the best way for you to recruit? I always wonder about that. Like, how do you convince somebody to throw their hat in the ring?
You know, that is tough, but there are so many people with conservative values, and they know that the direction of Hawaii is unsustainable with the unfunded liabilities, the high cost of living, and the largest taxes in our states. We know that if we want our children and our grandchildren to actually be able to live in Hawaii and to have a future in Hawaii, that we have to make a difference now.
That's obviously true, right? You have children who want to succeed, and they want to be able to stay home, but if the jobs aren't there, they're going to leave.
That's right. I have 2 daughters leaving for college in a couple of days, and we always talk about if they're going to be able to afford to come back home.
And will you be coming this way to stateside anytime soon to try to get some more support for your party out there? I mean, it sounds like if you want to make a change, you should get some support from the RNC.
Absolutely. We have been wholly supported by our chairwoman, Ronna McDaniel, and the RNC, not only from investments, but support for our efforts here. We're very grateful for that. And we will continue to find those people who want to see change, not only in Hawaii, but to see change that we can bring from our islands out here to our friends on the mainland.
Well, I've only had a chance to visit once, and it was with President Bush years ago. I'd love to come back. And I got to tell you, if I could pull off a flower in my hair, it would really make for a better Friday. It looks beautiful and very charming on you, Shirlene. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Dana.